Good morning, guys. We are just getting ready to get started on this beautiful Sunday morning. A little chilly out today, but not too bad. We're just setting our stuff down so we can go ahead and get hooked up. And I'm gonna have to get some grease on that fifth wheel. It's starting to get a little thin. But either way, we're gonna get hooked up. We're heading down to Montgomery to load up. West Point just didn't have any work for us for today. So we're going to head on down to Montgomery, get that all loaded up and get going. So let's get hooked up and let's get on the road, and I'll see you in just a couple minutes. Good morning, guys. We are just getting our day going. We loaded this load up last night. Yesterday was Sunday, so got an early start on the week this week. This is Monday morning, so we are on our way up to Kentucky to get this load loaded up, or to get this load delivered. But on today's vlog, I want to talk about the differences between what you can make in OTR versus regional running. Is there a big difference? Is there do you make a lot more running OTR? Do you make a lot more running regional? What my opinion is on that, and then you guys can argue in the comments down below whether you think I'm right or wrong. But pretty easy load. Put a pair of Santa Fe's over the top of each other, and then most of the rest of the load is Tucson's, except for the Santa Fe in the very front. But you guys can tell, got the truck washed yesterday, but look at how dusty it is at this place. I kind of feel bad. Got mud on the tires backing in here. Tried staying across the street at the Loves, but they were completely booked up, so there's no parking spots left for me to have last night. So either way, let's get our day started. Let's get rolling, and I will see you guys on the road. Alrighty, guys, we are a bit further down the road. Obviously, it doesn't look like it's morning anymore, but I want to talk to you guys about the OTR versus regional topic. I've gotten that question a bunch, whether it's better to go OTR or better to go regional, and I'll kind of give you my thoughts on the matter. First off, OTR to me, I'm going to give you my definitions of the way I kind of foresee what each of these actually mean. But OTR for me tends to be, you don't really have a set lane or area that you run. You're just kind of jumping around doing big load to big load, and you don't get home on you don't get home every weekend. You don't really have a scheduled home time. And for me, regional is going to be, in car hauling terms, kind of running a specific area. So you kind of have your 2-3 little areas that you pick up from and deliver to 2 or 3 different areas in that kind of general vicinity, and then you do usually get home on a pretty normal schedule. So you kind of leave out the same times and you get home right around the same times. To me, that is regional. So I will start off with OTR. OTR tends to, in car hauling, look better because a lot of the times the loads pay really, really good money. And when I'm saying really good, I would say they should be paying anywhere between low end $4,500, $5,500 up to $10,000 to $14,000 per load one direction. So that's, to me, that's kind of going coast to coast sort of work, and you don't have any set area. So you're going to get out there, deliver that load, and then start looking for the next big load going someplace else. Per load, that does pay very, very well. Going regional, you're going to do more loads, obviously. OTR tends to be like one load a week. Sometimes one load, then or one load up, then deliver, and then a reload up and start making your way someplace. But I would say on average, it's going to tend to be about one load per week in my mind. If you guys run OTR and it's different, please tell me in the comments below, because I don't do OTR. So I'm kind of going based off of what my opinion is. I don't really have a whole lot of knowledge in the OTR range for that, but that's just what I would expect. Now, going regional, you're going to kind of have a set area and set runs that you make. Might not be going to the same dealership all the time. Like, I would consider myself a regional driver, even though my region for here might be Georgia, Alabama, up towards Philly, run around Philly and then back home for the weekend, or Georgia, Alabama, up towards Ohio and Illinois, run around there all week and then come on back south for the weekend, or running North Carolina or Georgia, Alabama, out through North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, and running a couple of those runs every week, and then again heading back home. That is what I would consider regional, even though it's not the same region each time. It's the way I start off on a Monday and the way I get home on a Friday. Now, all of those runs, you're going to make less money per load, and you're going to do more loads on the week. But I would say at the end of the year, you may make a little bit less running regional, but it's going to be more consistent. I think OTR, you're going to have some weeks that you have a giant $4,500 or $4,500, $6,500 paycheck, and other weeks that you make like $900, just based on how things pan out. Whereas regional, I would say you're going to, and the whole 2,000 to mid 2,000 range is kind of the average throughout the year. Now, regional, I would say you probably make a little bit less, but it's going to be more consistent. So you're going to do that $2,000 to mid $2,000 a week paycheck. Could be more, could be less, depending on where you run and how you run. But I will say at the end of the month, I'm going to say regional's probably better, just simply because your paychecks are going to be fairly close to OTR, but you're going to consistently make the same amount. You're just not going to have that giant swing between loads and or between paychecks based on the loads that you're running. And I don't know, at the end of the year, I think OTR might make a little bit more, but it's going to be negligible. I'm talking $150 to $250 a month more than what you can make regionally. But now I will say, once you get a good route set up, like I had running West Virginia and stuff, I think I made more than most OTR drivers did, just simply because I had a consistent route that always ran the same areas, always making the same amount of money, and really you get to know the dealerships, and once that happens, life becomes so incredibly easy. Your deliveries take a lot less time. They're a lot less thorough on their inspections most of the time, because they get to know you and they know, hey, you're not someone that does damages all the time. That sort of thing. And when that happens, I think I personally think you make more in the regional realm once you get to that. Like right now, I'm doing okay, but I'm trying to figure out my region. Trying to figure out what's going to work out best for me, And because I am at a new company and their runs are different than what I had. But once I get a good solid route worked out here, it does seem like a lot of their guys are making tick below to a decent amount above 3,000 a week, and that's very, very good money. Whether or not I can do that, I don't know, but something like that is going to come down to spending the time to learning a route that's going to work well for me. So that's kind of my opinion on the regional versus OTR matter. But tell me what your opinion is. If you run over the road OTR stuff, please in the comments below tell me how it is for you. Alrighty, so like I said, we just made our way here to our first Hyundai drop. This is a load out of Montgomery, so it's a little different than what we've been hauling, but it's still fun to do. Got these bottom three. It should be these bottom three that I'm dropping here. They are getting 3 units. I'm gonna have to double check window stickers or the Maronis and the VINs just to make sure, because you don't want to drop the wrong ones. Have to come back and get them again and swap out later. So that does make for a really, really bad week, and burns a lot of fuel. So let's try not to do that. So we're gonna go ahead and drop these 3 here, which is gonna be simple. Just raise everything up, pin everything off, unhook, bring these in, get them signed for, and then we are on our way over to our next dealership. I was gonna try to put the drone up because at a couple of these places it looks like I got a lot of room out front, but you can probably hear it in the microphone. It is super, super windy today. So if I get to the next one and it's a little bit less windy, I might throw it up. If not, put you guys back on the tripod, let you guys watch these things get offloaded, and I'll see y'all in just a couple minutes. Alrighty, let's see if we can't get some cars offloaded today without getting hit on the side of the road. If you can tell, I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not. Got the strobe lights going, and man, bought new gloves. I think they were missized because they said that they were extra large, but dang, these things are tight. Anyways, so got the strobe lights and 4-ways going. Always do that when you're on the shoulder of the road. I'm going to talk through unloading these a little bit so you guys can learn as we go, and hopefully you guys like it. But just going to raise everything up right here. So in the beginning, what I was doing is raising everything up and then unstrapping and setting pins as I went. But I noticed that every now and then I would forget to set a pin or two. So I've kind of changed my routine up a little bit, and I'm just going to go ahead and set pins before we start unstrapping. As you guys know, everything I do, I try to do in a pattern. That way you don't forget anything and you don't damage anything. I just walked into the side of that car. Anyways, hopefully you guys can still hear me. But so because I was forgetting some stuff from time to time, I went ahead and changed my pattern. So just trying to make it so you don't forget things, and that might, having to make that extra trip around the truck might cost me just 45-50 seconds, but to me it's worth spending that to not have a mistake. It's like one other issue that I had over at United Road, when I used to deliver over there a lot, is always backing the car on to number 9 on the back of the trailer here. I'll show you in just a second. I had to change up my pattern just a hair because of the fact that I'd come unstrap these 2 straps right here, and what I noticed was on this one right here, I would take this strap off, and then I would take this one off, and because I was walking around the back of the trailer, I would pull this ramp out. But doing it So I would remember to pull this ramp out right here, but then I would forget this side, pulling this ramp out, simply because I wasn't walking back across the end of the trailer. So I ended up changing that up, so I would stop forgetting it, and I stopped pulling these ramps out until after I get all my straps pulled. So noticing that I was having those issues, I stopped pulling those ramps out because I didn't want to drop a car off the deck onto the ground without having a ramp, or dropping a car onto the ground because the ramp wasn't out. So what I did is, again, I changed up my pattern just a little bit to where now I get the shotgun all the way out and then pull my decks. Again, might take a extra 15-20 seconds longer to walk back here a second time to do these decks. But doing it that way saves you from a few $1,000 repair, and yeah, makes life a lot easier on yourself by getting rid of those mistakes. So I'll probably lose my mic here in just a second, but we are going to check our Maroni, then I'll bring this one inside. All right, let's check here. Ship to Elizabethtown, Kentucky. That's where we're at. So this one goes in. Alrighty, so hopefully we made connection again back from my microphone. So that's the first one in, over to the other side. Now we need to check this Maroni. Make sure this one goes here. And Elizabethtown, Kentucky. So we did load them in the right order, which is good, because whenever you have multiple stops, you always kind of question whether you did or didn't. And so far, so good. Next one goes in. Alrighty, so I just made it much easier for me because they only go right behind where the camera is, instead of all the way on the other side of the parking lot where I was parking them. Trying to keep them out of people's way so they don't block anything in. So this should be my last one. Let's check the Maroni. Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Let's get this in, get this dropped, and then guys, I will see you over at the next dealership. But this is unloading the bottom three, just watching my mirror, back off straight, and we are done over here. So I will see you guys in just a minute. Alrighty guys, we are on our way to our next drop. Turn the four-ways, turn the strobes, everything off. We were here a grand total of 23 minutes to drop those 3 units, so not very long at all. But we are on our way up to our next drop. We got 53 miles to go till we get there, so a little bit of driving. We're going up to Louisville, Kentucky. Drop, I think it's 4 vehicles there, and then from there we are on our way to our last drop in Owensville, something like that, Kentucky. So hopefully we make these trips quickly, and I'll see you guys as we get up there. Let's roll on up to Louisville. So I haven't made deliveries there ever in my life, so kind of a neat little place to go. Let's go. Alrighty, so just made it on over here to our second delivery of the day, and set you guys up so you guys can watch these things come off. This is the next 4 cars, so the 3 on the top of the trailer and the one behind the cab over there are all coming off. So let's get our decks raised up a little bit, Get our shotgun put out so we can unload. And they said to unload in this middle drive lane here. This is actually the entrance to the Toyota dealership. But they said offload here, so that way, and then drive them over to the Hyundai dealer. Get these things dropped. Get our straps off the back of this car, because this deck sits right on the bottom deck and it'll sit right on the strap. So go ahead, drop those two straps, and I'll drop this car down and unstrap the rest of this top deck, and then we'll offload these back three. So alright, we got that other side all unstrapped. Now we unstrap last two straps on this car here. We are done to offload all of them. Well, offload the top of the trailer here. So get this strap up and out of the way, and let's go. Let's start giving their cars. Now, we do got to check the Maronis again. Make sure we loaded all these in the right order. Pretty sure we did, but always double check. Alrighty, this one goes right here to Hyundai as well. Walk back over here, get our next one. Again, check our Maroni. Make sure we are getting the correct car. Should be, but always, always, always double check. Come on up, Louisville, Kentucky. This is the next one. I'll double check our Maroni here in just a second. What's this one? Louisville, Kentucky. Cool. Now, we bring this one in. We will have to back the trailer up, or back the truck up. We got a sliding fifth wheel, so in order for this trailer to meet up to the truck, I gotta slide the fifth wheel back. So they will, I gotta slide the fifth wheel back so they can match up, and we can get that last one off. So the process to doing this one, I'll explain it here as we go, but get in the truck, pop our trailer brakes, take our PTO off, undo our truck's brakes, and then put this into reverse, and it should have released the fifth wheel. It did. There we go. We just bumped the trailer, put that back in, PTO back on, and we are ready to offload the head wrap car. I walk back down here, got our gloves and our load bar. And what I do is I turn around, I'll show you right here, make the trailer meet up with the back of the head rack here. And I'll show you, so that way you don't pin your straps down. What I do is, I got to get this a bit further. I got two sets of lines. This one right here that I just crossed, that is for the top of my head rack, and then this one that I'm coming up to right here, that's for the bottom of my head rack. Now I lowered the deck down till it touches the trailer, and just lift it till it's got about a ½ inch off the back of the head rack here, or the trailer gets off the head rack just about a ½ inch, about the thickness of your finger. Now it's not pinned on any of your wheel straps. So, and by doing it that way, I don't have to walk back down there and move the trailer
up to the head rack after I don't have to walk back and move the trailer to the head rack now that what's it called? Now I don't have to walk back there and redo. Now I don't have to walk all the way back there again after getting my gloves and load bar just to move the trailer to the back of the head rack. So we are all set there. Drop this one. Pin. Climb up here. Pin. We'll go back, we'll go to the other side and do the exact same thing. I put my load bar in the ratchet strap. You guys can't see me do this right now. Just in the ratchet pocket right there. And climb on up. Double check our Maroni. Let's go into the right dealership. And bring our last car in. So, now this one, I always left foot brake because you don't want it to roll back just a hair. Put a little bit of gas into it and then let off the brake. That way it doesn't roll back into the back of your head rack. So I'm gonna pull off and I'm done. Alrighty guys, we are just finally making it over to our last dealership, our last drop, whatever you want to say, over here in Owensboro, Kentucky. Been a fairly long day. A lot of these deliveries had fairly long drives between them. I think this one from Lexington, Kentucky, or Louisville, Kentucky, it was just over 100 miles, or just under 100 miles to get over here. The one previous to that had like 60 or 70 miles to get to. So just a lot of driving in between deliveries, and sometimes that sucks, sometimes that's not too bad. This one was just kind of a giant circle, so it's not really bad or good, I guess you would say. But either way, we're just happy for the work right this second. Work's getting a little tight, and from what I'm hearing, it's getting pretty tight for everybody right now, which, like I've said a couple times, doesn't fare very well for the outlook of the rest of this year. If you're staying busy, let me know, or if you're actually swamped or getting on overflow work, stuff like that, let me know in the comments below. But for the most part, I think everybody's getting slow, which, like I've said before, guys, please save the money while you can now, because I think this summer is going to be very dead. Summers are normally pretty dead to begin with. Usually starting right around the beginning of July to almost the end of July, it's a pretty slow season. A lot of plants, that's when they decide to do their retooling. And that July 4th weekend, usually like the week before to the week after July 4th, a lot of these plants are completely shut down. And they plan for it, so they try to have the work out there. But if it's getting thin now, during what should be our busiest time of the year, I'm thinking their planning for it is going to be enough work for us to last about 3 days. And then I got a sneaky suspicion there's going to be a lot of parked trucks for a couple weeks. It'll either be parked trucks or just everything's going to be major multi-stop runs. 7, 8, 9 drops on every run, just trying to fill loads to keep people and trucks moving and paychecks coming in. So if you plan for it now, it shouldn't be as big of a deal when that time arises. I know there's a lot of drivers out there that will tend to take time off that time of the year. One, because your family and everybody is at home and ready to or your kids are out of school and everybody's kind of ready to go on vacations. So I know a lot of people will do that, but there's also a large majority of drivers that live paycheck to paycheck, and I really hope you're not one of them. So let's all kind of try to band together a little bit and try to be ahead of what's coming. But either way, we are just getting here to our last drop. Our paperwork says to pull onto the service road between Hyundai and GMC. So we are at this point just looking for the road. It has us turning right in 0.2 of a mile. So we are now just trying to find the dealerships. And hey, look, there's a Walmart across the street. I might run in there and grab something to cook for tonight. I don't know. We'll decide that in a second. But, okay, yeah, right here is the turn-in, and there is Hyundai right in the back of this road. So, turn in here, facing Tractor Supply, and there's GMC, so we will stop in between the two. So, make our way over to make our final delivery. Hopefully they're still open. I can get an autograph. I missed that gear completely. We can get an autograph quick, and so service road in between the dealerships. Looks like right where this car is trying to come out at. We will pull right into here. There we go. What's this little sign said? Semi-truck deliveries. Cool. So, pull in right here, and we will get our cars delivered. Let's drop these two. I will, what's that one say? Owensboro Crime Stoppers. I'm just going to pull just past this driveway right here, so the back of my trailer's right at their driveway. Let's turn our four-ways and our strobes on. And we should be getting offloaded here in just a second. So, let's go ahead. Yep, that looks like it'll work. I'll set you guys up so you guys can watch, and we'll get this offloaded. Alrighty, guys. So this one should be fairly self-explanatory on how these bottom two come off. But first thing we got to do, shoot our shotgun out all the way, and I'm actually going to drop the trailer because we're kind of parked at the very top of this little bit of a rolling hill right here. So we'll drop the trailer. That way we're back to kind of our normal height for unloading. I do that so that way we don't drag the bumper or the front bumper or the back bumper of the cars on or off the we do that so we don't drag the front bumper or back bumpers of the cars on the ground as we're coming off the trailer. And we will get this set. So I'm going to drop the deck. It just touched and raised just a hair up, so that way I'm off those straps and I'm not having to struggle to get those straps off those tires on the. You guys seem to have fallen over, so I'm going to go ahead, set you guys back up where hopefully you don't fall over again. But I don't know how much of that you saw, but we're going to go ahead. We dropped the trailer and we shotgunned the front of the trailer over to the back of the head rack. Come around to the front of the truck, undo strap right here, reset that pin, strap right here, there we go. This one, reset our pin, get our strap out of the way. and the one at the very back here. Get our strap out of the way, off to the side, and mounted. Take our load bar so we don't ever lose it. Drop it right here, and our gloves come off. Now we can offload this car on the back of the head rack. Car number 2, and then we got car number 1, and we're done here. So this one's pretty easy. I will just use my mirrors, get everything angled so I can see my back tire. I'm just gonna back in a straight line all the way off the trailer, and we'll go bring this one inside for that, or out front for him. All right, I hope this isn't too windy, and I hope my microphone is connecting back over to you guys when I walk back over here. I haven't done this before or tried it in a while. I don't remember how far away I have to be. I know the first time I recorded, it did cut in and out as I got farther away. So I'm hoping we're not having that issue. If we are, I apologize. And I'm trying to learn the new microphone here. But go ahead and get this one all lifted back up. I'm gonna right now re-lift my drop pockets. And I'll do that on the other side while it's low enough for me to do it on the ground. Got that all done up. Finished lifting our deck all the way up to the back of our head rack. All right, now we climb on up. Get the, oh, nope, not yet. Almost done. Forgot a step. Lift that up a little bit so it's easier for it to drive up and out of those pockets. But climb on up. Get our strap out of the way. And this one. Just bend down here. Unhook. Take the strap. Get it off to the side. And we are done on top of the trailer. So set this down. Take our last car off. There we go. And we have successfully delivered another load. All right, guys, we are officially done with this delivery. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We are gonna go ahead and get these cars into the dealership, get them STI'd for the night, take our photos, and hopefully make it as close back down to West Point as we can get. So I'll catch you guys in a bit.